Hey everybody, it's your boy Pee Wee back with another video. I shaved, so I know I look a little different. Um, I was getting tired of the beard and like chewing on my beard hairs as I was eating, but that's irrelevant. Today I wanted to talk about the manhua. My female apprentices are all future big shots. Now, it's when it comes to harem comics, like I'm sure you think of like romantic, guy with like 10 different girls and sleeping with all of them and so forth, right? Like they just throw themselves at them. And so like I know that turns away a lot of people from comics. However, I really hope that regardless of this comic having a harem tag, you will be open to giving it a shot because it really is an amazing comic, and the story is like honestly really interesting, and it's adorable, especially like with his like disciples that he takes in. It's not harem in the aspect of like romantic feelings with his disciples. It's he just goes around collecting essentially disciples who are future like emperors and sovereigns themselves. He basically there's a system that is created after like a bunch of gods and like worlds start fighting and get all like crossover, and in order to like set everything right, this like system gets created, and it basically finds like the host, which is like our main character is this Taoist who is basically has like an infinite amount of power, like he's like the strongest being of like all beings. And so he utilizes this system to basically like the whole point of the system is to help him cultivate his disciples. And but it's funny because like he's so powerful that like for an instance here, like the system does like a gotcha pull and like it lands on purple. However, since he really wanted the gold, he basically just sticks his hand into the system, um and just grabs the gold and says, this is pretty good. So like he's even like more powerful than the system, and it's just like the interaction between these two, because you can see you're like throwing a fit, like this is like the system avatar, him not really caring, like he has just less like like he just has so much power that like he doesn't even like care for like the rules established by the system. Obviously, after he does it and the system like warns him like, hey, there's a reason this stuff functions this way, and he's like, I'll pay more attention next time, but he really just doesn't care. But he has just like infinite power, and so his whole point is to basically take in these disciples that are like supposed to be like have like can I like turn the page or like next chapter? uh but just to start out, like this character here is like a future human sovereign. He basically appears and takes her in as his disciple. The system helps him find these disciples, and once he um gets them, he basically cultivates them. And an example here is like the first disciple reminiscing about how like he saved her, and then he reshaped her meridians and like taught her this technique, allowed her to become the human emperor of her world and establish herself when she was down at the lowest, people trying to kill her. He raised her to the top, treated her like his own kin basically, right? And so like that's what this comic is about, is just him going around collecting these female disciples. It's not harem in the concept of like romantic feelings and like him gathering his disciples to sleep with him. It's him gathering these disciples in order to like save all the worlds, save their futures, and like rectify all the things that are bad, because apparently there's like the reason for him going back in the system existing is because there are like these time travelers that are going in that did not exist in the original timeline. And so he believes, like his hypothesis is, the reason he is brought to these is to eliminate those time travelers who are intruding on these timelines themselves. And it really is an interesting comic. You have like the more serious like regular art style, then you have these like little chibi art styles. My favorite scene still is if we go all the way to the last, wait, if we go all the way to like the most recent chapter, is it 395? um like they're all just in like onesies. Like it's just, this dude is like the strongest being in all of the universes, and like he's sitting around with his disciples in a onesie, and it's like it's just adorable and cute, and like seeing them grow, like, you know, seeing her start at weak, becoming stronger, and being able to be independent and stand on herself. The interactions between all the different disciples, like it really is a heartfelt, really intriguing read, and I really hope that despite, you know, the harem tag, just it's not really even a harem. Like it's a harem in the sense that he does collect a lot of people of the opposite gender, but it's not like romantic. Like he doesn't have, the only feelings he really has for his disciples is this like feeling of like kinship and like being their master and taking care of them and helping them grow. And it really is just heartfelt. It really is interesting. It's adorable, like as I said, like the strongest being of the universe in a like a shark onesie. Like, are we serious? Like it really is an amazing, truly amazing comic. And yes, there are like scenes like this where it like can get a little like etchy and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's like it has nothing to do, like that really doesn't have any like impact on the plot, or like is the main focus. Like the main focus is him helping these disciples become the best version of themselves and rectifying the timelines as they should be, and eliminating these time travelers that are invading. And it really is just all around a really good read. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for something that revolves around like the relationship between a master and a disciple, because as I said, like even in just the first 20 chapters, like the character development is really good with all of the disciples, and it really is a genuinely amazing time to be able to read and experience this. So I will say the biggest thing that the comic lacks is actually a good translation. It really isn't that great of a translation, to be honest. Like I feel like the translation is what holds it back the most, and it's really sad that it doesn't actually have like a good translation. So I don't know. I just wanted to talk about this because I read it a while back when it only had like 100 or so chapters, but it's up to like almost 400 now. So I decided to start rereading it again, and you know I forgot how much I actually truly enjoyed this comic, and you know I just want to talk about that with you guys today. But that'll be it for this video. If you guys like, leave a sub. I hope to see more of you guys in the future. I hope to continue making these videos for all you guys and sharing in the love I have for these comics with people who love them as well. But that'll be it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.